Well, hi there! Is this your first time visiting Walla Walla? Well, I suggest you grab yourself a copy of the Walla Walla Garden City Gazette. It will tell you all about our nice little town. This issue is September 22nd, 1894. Adam's ale to be analyzed. Saturday afternoon, 2 jugs of water were taken from the reservoirs of the Walla Walla Water Company and sent away for analysis. The party that hied themselves to the source of supply consisted of E. H. Mason, chairman of the Fire and Water Supply Committee, Milton Evans, chairman of the Health and Police Committee, W. W. Langdon, and H. H. Turner of the Water Company, J. R. Crowland, a Gazette reporter. After some persuasion, the receptacles of the limpid were persuaded to fill themselves, after which the corks were inserted and securely tied. The cavalcade then returned to the city, where the jugs were sealed. They were packed and addressed to W. D. Johnson, San Francisco. An analysis would be made in the course of about 2 weeks, and a report submitted. The test is being made by the city. He stole a horse. A few days ago, Obadiah Osborne, a well-known farmer living near Walla Walla, arrived in town and notified the officers that one of his horses was missing. It was his opinion that it had been stolen. A few days ago, Constable Malone and the deputy sheriff went in search of the purloiner of horseflesh, whom they learned was Max Moxley. The arrest was made at Lost Prairie, where the man lives with his mother. Approaching the house, the officers called for Moxley to come out. He answered to the call, but when he saw the officers, he started to run. "Halt!" was the command, and the prisoner thought it was best policy to obey instructions. He was then put in irons. The horse, which was near, was caught, and Moxley was ordered to mount. The cavalcade then started to Walla Walla, where the prisoner was then put in jail. His bonds were fixed at $300, which as yet no philanthropist has paid. Mr. Osborne is again in undisputed possession of his 4-footed property. The glorious remedy. It cures all pains, crampings in the stomach, burns, swellings, fits, rheumatism, neuralgia, headache, palpitations of the heart, deafness, nervousness, catarrh, erysipelas, sore throat, sore eyes, toothache, and headache. Doctors N.A. Ferguson, Walla Walla, for sale at McAuliffe's drugstore. Meteoric messenger. Last Saturday evening, an aerial light fell on the farm of Pat Dowling, who lives on the Yellowhawk. It had the appearance of a ball of fire and was followed by a trail of light. It whizzed through the orchard in a nearly horizontal position and spoiled the appearance of several fruit trees. The heavenly visitor then landed in Yellowhawk and threw enough valuable soil around to materially alter the course of that stream. $5 reward offered for information leading to discovery of the following described property, which was last Monday between Nelson's on Dry Creek and Walla Walla. Yellow daybook containing letter addressed to Nellie Passons, Walla Walla, $25 in greenbacks. Orders made by D.G. Thompson to H. Parker, number 26, East Ennis, number 28, S.D. Hupkin, number 29, W.H. Reed, number 30. The finder will receive a $5 reward for returning the property to the Gazette office. Runaway accident. A runaway accident that might have terminated fatally occurred Sunday afternoon. Mr. Edgerly, who lives near the city, was driving in a spring wagon with his wife, his 2 children, and Harry and Julia Lassiter. At the corner of Palouse and Dr. Newell Streets, one of the single trees broke and let the tongue down. This frightened the horses, which became unmanageable and ran away. The wagon struck an obstacle on Whitman Street, and the occupants were thrown out. Mrs. Edgerly and her 2 children were quite severely bruised and were taken to the home of Henry Kelling. Dr. C.B. Stewart was called and found the injuries were not of a serious nature. Some fishermen. A party of fishermen left the city Saturday night for a point on Mill Creek, where it was supposed fish were plentiful. They were not disappointed from all accounts, as over 150 of the Sealy beauties were captured. Some elaborate accounts of hairbreadth escapes are related by the returning visitors, which may be taken with the proverbial grain of salt, or any other seasoning. The members of the party consisted of William Four, Ray York, Bert Ledoux, and Ed York. Children are the same the world over. The teacher, she was the lady who first led our tottering steps up the incline of knowledge. We can well remember the ardor of our devotion to her, how her every wish was law to us, and if she chanced to request us to do her a favor, how eager we were to serve. That episode of our experience is being repeated in every classroom in the land today. It is just as true now as then, that the teacher, especially if she be of the feminine gender and of a winning disposition, next to our parents ranks as our first love. We beg to call your attention to our various lines of goods, comprising furniture, bedding, stoves, tinware, granite ironware, lamps, whips, wagonwood stock, etc., which are now quite complete new goods, having arrived in all these lines during the last few days. Prices lower than ever. Davis & Kaiser, 14 East Main Street. Sadler Sergeant Lorenzo Harshman, 4th Cavalry, has been granted a furlough for 3 months. Privates Alvin M. Wolfe, Troop D, and Otis G. Germain, Troop H, 4th Cavalry, has been granted furloughs until January 1895. The commander of the post is having a new fence built around the garrison. Thanks for visiting our town. Hope you come again.